been a long day. Had a lot of stuff to do, a lot of errands to do. I'm beat, but we still got a haul video to do. So I gotta get some energy, man. And so I'm gonna drink some of this Naruto Shippuden G-Fuel. Alright, let's do this thing. Ooh! That is some good stuff, Databayo. Hello all, this is Jenna Crow with another haul video for the week of August 17th, 2023. We got another healthy stack of comic books to go over, so let's get right to it. Starting off with DC Comics as always, and we have Hawkgirl, issue number 2 of 6. Nice coloring there. Now we got a bunch of Night Terrors books. We have Night Terrors, Catwoman, issue number 2. We have Night Terrors, Nightwing, issue number 2. We have Night Terrors, Punchline, issue number 2. And we have Night Terrors, Superman, issue number 2. And we have Night Terrors, Wonder Woman, issue number 2. And then the one Night Terrors book that I missed last week, got a hold of it this week. It is Night Terrors, Zatanna, issue number 2. Alright. That's it for the Night Terrors books this week. Still enjoying it. Only about next week I think is the last one for the full assortment of books. And then the week after that we get the grand finale with Night Terrors, Night's End. And but I got a couple more DC books to show off, and here it is. Tales of the Titans, issue number 2 of 4, this time focusing on Raven. I believe the next issue focuses on Donna Troy, and then the final issue will focus on the Beast Boy. And wrapping up the DC Comics, we have The Vigil, issue number 4, so only 2 more issues to go of this series. I think this one is the weakest of the 3 We Are Legends titles. I would say from best to worst, I would go with Spirit World is my favorite of the 3. Then City Boy in the middle, and then The Vigil at the bottom. It's still okay, but if this was an ongoing, I think this one I would drop. But because it's a mini-series, it's not that bad. I'm going to go ahead and finish it off, get the last 2 issues. Next up, we have, from Marvel Comics, we have Death of the Venomverse, issue number 2. I actually was surprised how much I liked the first issue, so I'm going to keep going with this for a while. I think it's only 4 issues altogether, but yeah, I'm digging the Death of the Venomverse. Then we have part 2 of Contest of Chaos with Iron Man Annual, issue number 1. This time it's going to be Iron Man versus Storm. And then we have Loki, issue number 3, legacy number 29. This is a 4-issue mini, and it looks like Loki's run amok with Hulkling and Wiccan. So we'll see what goes. No, actually, come to think of it, Loki's supposed to be guest starring in upcoming issues of Scarlet Witch. So this probably leads into that. Come to think of it. I missed this one last week, but I picked it up this week. It is Silk, issue number 4, legacy number 40. I've really been enjoying this miniseries. This time we're doing kind of a horror theme, the horror movie theme for Silk. And so one more issue to go after this. Then we have Spider-Man, issue number 11, legacy number 167. Focusing on Spider-Boy, and I'm definitely curious to see where this kid came from. Some people are actually speculating that he might actually be the Spider-Boy from the Amalgam universe. I don't know how that would work. Amalgam, if you don't know, that was an event back in the 90s, back when Marvel and DC, before they were owned by Warner Brothers and Disney, they played together every now and then. We had these crossovers between the two companies. And Amalgam was basically like a universe where all the DC characters and the Marvel characters were combined. And Spider-Boy in particular was a combination of Spider-Man and Superboy. I don't see that happening just because that would have some complications just because it be shared with DC. And then, I mean, I don't see them doing that because they can't even use the Malibu characters, which Marvel owns Malibu Comics and the Ultraverse, and there's reasons that they never use those characters. They've always been kind of tight-lipped about it. It's like, why? I mean, I at the very least, I think like Prime would be like a cool character, Mantra, especially in this day and age. But okay, whatever. But anyway, Spider-Man number 11. And wrapping up the Marvel books, we have X-Men Days of Future Past Doomsday issue number 2. This is a prequel miniseries to the Days of Future Past storyline from back in the 1980s. One of the big classic X-Men stories of all time. And they even kind of did a movie based off of it. Moving on to Image Comics, we have The Cull, issue number 1, new series from Kelly Thompson. And then we have Void Rivals, issue number 3. Very much enjoying this series. It definitely reminds me of the movie Enemy Mine from the 80s. Even without the Transformers tie-in from the first issue, I'm quite enjoying it, but I've gone on record before that Robert Kirkman is low-key one of my favorite comic book writers. Moving on to Battle Quest Comics, we have the second issue of Steel Siege. I quite enjoyed the first issue. It tickled that... It scratched that itch I had for some good old-fashioned mech action, and I was quite satisfied with it. And then this one was in my previews bag this week, but I don't remember getting the first issue, but it is from Dark Horse Comics, The Lonesome Hunters, The Wolf Child. I'll check it out, and if I like it, I'll see about hunting the first issue. Next up, from Dynamite, we have Red Sonja, issue number 2. I don't know, that hair seems awfully fabulous for a barbarian. Just saying. Next up, we have from Whatnot Publishing, Astrobots, issue number 4. This has been a pretty good mecha. Another mecha. More robots. Not necessarily mech, but mecha. Giant robots. Transformer style. Good stuff so far. And finally, for the comic books, from Zenescope, we have Oz, Kingdom of the Lost, issue number 1. Yep, we actually have a mini-series proper from Zenescope instead of just a one-shot. These are few and far between from the company these days, but it still has 32 pages of content! Yes! Alright, that is it for the comic books this week. I got one more thing to show off. It is a Blu-ray title, and is one I've been looking forward to for a long time, courtesy of Discotech. We have Kamen Rider Black RX. This is from the 1980s. This is one of the few Kamen Rider shows that was adapted into the US Power Ranger style. This, in fact, he started off as a spin-off of the Power Rangers. The adaptation was. It was just Saban's Masked Rider here, but this was the series. This is not Prince Dex from Edenoi, whose grandfather created Alpha 5. This is the original Japanese version. But yeah, the first Kamen Rider Black series, excellent stuff. This is the direct sequel. Kamen Rider Black is one of the few Kamen Rider series that does get a direct sequel instead of just doing a soft reboot with a brand new protagonist. He gets his power-up from Black to Black RX, and then gets 2 other power-ups with Robo Rider and Bio Rider. The Robo Rider there, kind of a RoboCop style is real stiff, has the gun come out of the side of the hip, just like RoboCop. I mean, this was the 80s. RoboCop was really popular back then. And then Bio Rider was more of like a watery, could turn like a watery form and whatnot. But I think in the Masked Rider show, this was called Super Gold and Super Blue, and ironically enough, Shadow Moon, who's like the evil Kamen Rider, his brother, was called Robo Rider in the Masked Rider version. And there's the villains, who I'm blanking on the names for most of them, at least the Japanese names. The guy in the middle that kind of looks like Destro from G.I. Joe. His Japanese name here is Jock Shogun. In Power Rangers and Masked Rider, he was called Count Dragon. I know the Power Ranger / Masked Rider names, that's Quark, Nefaria, Double Face, and Cyclopter, who the Japanese name here, he's Gate Zone. Yeah. So it's one of the last Kamen Rider shows that just had a straight up group of villains like this. I guess villain group, the cast of recurring villains has kind of returned in more recent Kamen Rider shows, but like in the early Heisei era, like Kamen Rider Kuga era, early 2000s, they kind of did away with that. Like, it was like monster races, and they were kind of loosely connected. There might be some recurring villains towards the end of the series, but anyway, I'm way off topic here. Let's take a look inside. There is Disc 1 with the base form for Black RX. Disc 2 with Robo Rider. Disc 3 with Bio Rider. And Disc 4 with Jock Shogun, aka Count Dragon. And then the inside cover is just another image of the cast of villains here. And really looking forward to checking out this series. I'm glad Discotech brought this out. They do have some more Tokusatsu in the pipeline, because so far they've done Black RX, plus a couple of Metal Hero shows. They did the very first Metal Hero show, Space Sheriff Gaben, and then they also did one of the later ones, Mega Beast Investigator Just Beyond, but that one was one of their SD on Blu-ray releases. Then they also did Cutie Honey the Live, which isn't from Toei. It still counts as Tokusatsu. They said they got some more on the way, but they're not ready to announce them just yet. I hope I'd be happy with any of it. Like, if it's more Metal Heroes, awesome. If it's more Kamen Rider, awesome. Heck, maybe Shout Factory is their license for Sentai only goes back so far, and maybe Discotech's gonna do like the really old Super Sentai, like Go Ranger or Jacker or Battle Fever J. I'd be down with that too. Or it could be some of the other ones that Toei's done over the years, like Nazuman or Kakaida. It could be anything, and I'm really looking forward to whatever it's going to be, because I love Tokusatsu. It's some of the best superhero action. It knows when to take itself seriously. It knows when not to take itself seriously. It is a acquired taste because it can be cheesy, but it feels like there's a lot more heart to it than American superhero movies and shows sometimes. Not that there isn't a lot of superhero stuff that I do enjoy. Most of the MCU I enjoy. A lot of the DC stuff I've enjoyed over the years. A lot of it I have not. But there's a certain charm that Tokusatsu has, and I'm including Godzilla in that category as well. The cheesiness is part of the charm, and I love it, and I'm glad that in recent years we've been getting so much of it here in America, because there was a time where, like, even when anime and manga has been rising in popularity for decades now, Tokusatsu was always kind of the red-headed stepchild of Japanese pop culture. and I'm glad that's starting to turn around a little bit, and like it's getting its due. I want to see more Kamen Rider shows. I know Mills Creek has done a good job in bringing over most, if not all, the Ultraman stuff. There's Shout Factory's brought out some of the Sentai, at least on DVD. I mean, Blu-ray would be even better, but I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. And we've got some Kamen Rider shows here and there, but I want to see more. All of it. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you want to see more, there's a video right there. There's a video right there. And you can subscribe right there. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Later. And bye!